Hey everyone, it's Ronnie with Happy Trailers, and today I'm joined by Jacob from Diamond C, and we're at our Greenville store to talk about this Diamond C FMAX behind us.
We're super excited to dive into some of the details on this FMAX as to why it would be a great choice for a hotshotter, that long-term value, again, making it a great choice.
Sounds great, let's get into it. All right, so this is the FMAX216, and it's the pace setter edition, so it's got some extra features and some extra capacity that some of the other models don't have. So maybe you could walk me through, what this trailer has that your average gooseneck doesn't.
For sure. This particular one has the 40K GVWR package. And so it has two 16K axles. So that times my Texas math is 32,000. Then you get to prorate it up to 40K, which in turn gives you more payload. Starting at the front, like any true walk around you would do, you got to start at the coupler. It's got what we call a Tellus coupler. And why we call it that is because most of your 40K couplers only have a few inches of adjustment, and with the wide variety of vehicles that tow this type of trailer in hot shotting, whether it's like a single screw big rig or it is a F450, 550, the height varies greatly. So we designed this to where you had multiple points of adjustment, and it has a big 3-inch ball coupler head on the bottom of Bulldog BX1. So that's a big difference because it makes it more versatile. With the 40K package after that, you get some reinforcements in the neck and throughout the frame to make sure that it's going to stand up over time.
And so these are engineered frames, right?
Yes.
Tell us more about that. Why should someone want to buy a trailer with an engineered frame?
For sure. So the trailer industry for 40 years went largely unchanged in terms of the materials that people use to make them, or manufacturers, us included. And so they were all built with a structural beam that came straight from the mill, and you had to pretty much make the best of it. Like there's a set height and weight per foot, and you pretty much, again, had to hack it up, cut it up to make it work the best you could, but it wasn't as efficient as an engineered frame. With this, we had full control over the height of the beam, so that we call this the web. We have control over the thickness of the flanges, the material type or yield strength of the material, all the way from right here at the very front to the tip of the back of the trailer. The neck and the frame is all engineered. The cool thing about that, we get to put the metal where it counts the most, and where it has the most stress, we can actually account for that and make it taller where it needs to be, shorter where it needs to be, to where that you don't have all this excess material, and therefore it makes it a lot lighter. This trailer is roughly, well, with the Alumitrax floor on this one particularly, it's probably 1,500 pounds lighter than a structural I-beam version of this trailer. So it gives the hotshotter a lot more payload capacity. You think about it, they carry chains and binders and different tools and things, and so that 1,500 pounds, it kind of cancels out the added weight of all of their tools and things, and so it's huge for hotshotters.
So the days of old of just buying the heaviest trailer that you can, they're behind us, right? We're looking at payload now.
For sure, yeah. It's very important to a hotshotter because they never know, a lot of them don't know what they're going to be hauling from day to day, and so having up to 30,000 pounds worth of capacity doesn't mean they have to haul that much, but it definitely gives them more options when they're looking at the load boards or options when it comes to picking up different dedicated customers. They've got more available capacity.
All right, so this trailer can carry more weight, but you're not always pulling that big heavy trailer behind you all the time. It's designed to be lighter.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, it's obviously going to be more efficient as well, fuel efficient. You put the same load on this trailer as one that weighs 1,500 pounds more. It's not like one trip, it's big money, but when you talk about guys who run 150,000 miles a year over a few years, that definitely adds up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk more about that floor.
Cool.
All right, so before we get into the floor, tell me about the Pace Setter Edition and what that comes with.
So Pacesetter's a lot like the grouping of options that you can get on a truck. You know how you'll have the Z71 off-road comes with a skid plate and this and that. So what we did was a couple of years ago surveyed a group of end users across custom orders and said these are the things that mean the most to us, and we made a package, gave a bit of a discount off of that, but made it easier for them to order it to where they didn't have option paralysis, and for dealers it made it a little easier as well to provide the trailer with the options customers wanted. And so on this one particularly, Pacesetter comes with the loading lights, which is great for if you're in the morning before it gets light outside or at dark after work, you can angle those out and be able to see what you're doing and working. They're really bright. It also comes with extra clearance lights that are mounted in the lace rail here down the side for better visibility going down the road at night. You can look in your mirror and be able to see kind of where your trailer is in the lane, but also others can see you. And the last thing, it comes with an extra 42-inch storage box underslung on the driver's side, so that, you never can have enough room for junk, right? For more straps or more tools or whatever, I can't ever have enough storage. So that's the pace setter in a nutshell. And it varies on other models. You'll get this or that a little different, but it is largely around what means the most to the customer.
I love the package idea. So now let's talk about this floor. Why would a Hotshotter want to have this aluminum floor in their trailer?
So the Alumitrax is one of a kind in our industry, right? This is not new technology in terms of semi-trailers, things like that. They've been using it for quite a while, but the cool thing is it's a forever floor. So no matter what, like whether it's wood or oak or even apatong, more expensive exotic woods, over time they deteriorate, right? They got to be replaced, and it's not getting any cheaper to replace a wood floor. So it's a lifetime floor unless you damage it somehow. But the other aspect is it's a lot lighter. On this 40-foot trailer, this flooring is about 400 pounds lighter than a normal pine floor that's dry. So when you get pine, it has some moisture in it. It's a little heavier, but as it dries out, it gets a little lighter. But nonetheless, it's still 400 pounds lighter, which again, we talked about payload in the beginning. It gives them 400 pounds more of payload again. So it's an investment. This is largely the Hotshotter who has been through a trailer or two and is looking for now the one that's going to set in for hundreds of thousands of miles and years to come, and looking to optimize his setup.
Yeah, I can see a lot of value in that. Obviously, payload matters, but we get people in here all the time needing to get floorboards replaced, and sometimes an entire floor, and that can get expensive pretty quick. So This seems like a good investment to me, and I love that you guys are bringing some of the features that we see in the big semi-trailers down to goosenecks, and I think it brings a lot of value.
For sure, yeah. One of the things that we do get questioned about is traction. And so if you look closely on these ridges, it has what we call knurling, and it's done in the extrusion process. After they extrude it, then they put these knurled notches, and it actually, we've done some testing on traction, and it actually performs better than if it's wet, better than pine when it's wet. So it really gives up no performance in terms of traction compared to wood. Obviously, there's other products when it comes to like metal cleats or even blackwood may have better traction, but those are specifically meant for that, right? And so, whereas this stuff, it has great traction, lifetime floor, and is a lot lighter.
I appreciate you addressing that. I've definitely had some customers ask about, like, hey, what's the traction situation like on those floorboards? So
for sure,
I can definitely feel that there's some traction built into it, and I think that makes a lot of sense. All right, so we know a big part of hot shotting is load securement. So we added a couple options to this trailer. Can you talk to us about these and why they matter for a hot shotter? For
sure. So it looks like you did the full length slide track, which is from the front corner all the way to the beginning of the dovetail. And you guys added the ratchets, the 4-inch ratchets here with the strap. And in hot shotting, again, a lot of these guys don't have any idea from day to day what they're going to haul. Like if you're hauling certain types of material and equipment, you'd probably use chains and binders and go out to the rub rail. But when you're doing more like long cargo, or I say long cargo, like long pipe, or there's lots of oil field type supplies, 4-inch ratchets, which you see running on pretty much every flatbed semi out there, are much more easy and efficient rather than a bunch of 2-inch straps. So the cool thing about the sliding piece of it is you can pretty well have a ratchet almost anywhere down the side of the trailer. On ours, we actually weld one between the axles to where, because you only have a small piece of slide track, so you have that one welded, but the rest of them slide up and down the side, making cargo securement almost ultimate, because they're going to have ratchets, they're going to have chains, or 2-inch ratchets and chains. So then they also have the 4-inch, and then the dunnage rack you can see is 8.5 feet long, and they use that. They put 4x4s in it, and it just gives you a place to secure those, and to where you're not having to stack them against the headache rack or try and put them on the back of the truck. You can slide those 4x4s in there and be able to put bungees to close it off or whatnot to keep those secure in there. But yeah, they're using 4x4s to crib up whatever material they're hauling. Because like on this floor, you wouldn't want to put a load of steel on the aluminum. So you want to crib it up off the floor, and it also helps you level the load. So, but anyways, the dunnage rack is a great option to be able to house that those 4x4s and cribbing.
Sounds great. Let's go check out the running gear. All right, so this is the FMAX216, meaning it's got two 16,000-pound axles, right? Tell me more about the running gear on this trailer and this spread axle suspension that we have.
For sure. So the 216 is standard with hutch suspension, which is a 40K semi-trailer type suspension. So it is, I guess, stood the test of time. Hutchins has been around for 100 years, as my dad would say. But the interesting part on this one is being spread. The good thing about that, it's a 60-inch spread versus a standard is 50 inches on hutch. And that extra 10 inches doesn't sound like a lot, but what it helps to do is alleviate the tow vehicle from having such extreme pin weight. So if you put 10,000 pounds, in the middle from that front axle up to the neck on this one versus the same on a standard suspension, you're going to have, 500, 800 to 1,000 pounds more tongue weight on the tow vehicle, which is more wear and tear. And it's kind of like, well, let's make the trailer do more of the work. If it's rated to do it, let's make it do more of the work rather than punishing the tow vehicle. So the spread axle helps a lot. We do that on most all of the Hotshots setup trailers. Then we even go to a 72 on an air ride version, which is even more relief in terms of weight distribution. So that is huge. On the 16K axle setups, we run a 215 17.5, which is an 18-ply tire. It's a regroovable tire, which is, it definitely is going to make for longer wear life, and you being able to regroove it, you could actually get, essentially double the life out of the tire. So very heavy duty setup. Another big thing you can't see just by looking here that is standard on ours is disc brakes. And disc brakes are better stopping power. Up front, it's a premium in terms of cost, but you get it back over time because they are a lot more cost effective to maintain if you're changing pads rather than complete brake assemblies when it comes to electric brakes. And so the disc brakes, again, not only stop better, but they're more cost effective when it comes to maintenance.
All right, so years ago, when a customer wanted to have 15 or 16K axles, we always told them you can't get disc brakes on those. You're telling me that this trailer's got the disc brakes, and these are Lippert axles. Can you talk to me about the warranty on those?
Sure. Yeah, we teamed up. We went with Lippert in 2019, and that was one of the kind of missing innovations at the time was disc brakes on the 16s. And so we went to them, and they partnered with a company called DMAX, which DMAX specializes in disc brakes, like the rotors, the caliper, the pads. That's their wheelhouse. And so it's one of those things, like they leaned on the experts. Like Lippert is great with axles and suspensions, but they leaned on DMAX for the disc brake technology. And so in 21 is when they partnered with DMAX, and out came the 16K with disc. And so it was a industry kind of shifting moment, because now over those years there have been other name brand axles have now released one that's kind of similar. And so yeah, the disc was a big deal on a 16K axle.
Well, we love disc brakes. Our mechanics love disc brakes, and it's definitely the better option for the Hotshotter.
For sure.
So we've talked about load securement, we've talked about the running gear. Let's talk about how people load this trailer and why max ramps is a great option for people that want to have more versatility when they're looking at a load board. Maybe there's a load that, they've got to drive equipment up the trailer. Why these max ramps are great. And maybe beyond that, what makes these ramps better than some of the other wide ramps that you see on the market?
Sure. Yeah, so we've got three loading options. We've got a straight deck, we've got max ramps, and then we've got hydraulic dovetail. And the max ramps in hotshot trailers, from what I've seen, are probably close to 80% of them, because they are just the most versatile, right? You can still use this complete deck space on top if you've got cargo that needs to come over onto the dovetail, and you can use it as a straight deck. Then also it doesn't have the complexity of a hydraulic dovetail in terms of all the hydraulics and stuff. It's easier to maintain, but you can also, again, still be able to get vehicles and equipment and things up the ramps. Go ahead and put this one down. So you've got a nice gradual loading approach, whether it's, again, a vehicle or a skid steer or a SkyTrack, anything like that. So it makes it incredibly versatile when you're looking on a load board, that it's not restrictive. in any way. But again, it is tried and true. So when you talk about the difference in the max ramps on our stuff versus a lot of the competitors in the 2-wide ramps, a lot of the magic is in the way that it is hinged and sprung. It's got actually springs inside the ramp body and on the bumper, so it's dual sprung to help get it off of the deck into the ground, but also off the ground to the deck, making it super easy. Because for a long time, gosh, it was not something you look forward to, going and grabbing a big ramp like this, because the ramp itself weighs, I don't know, 350 pounds. And so it's everything you could do to get it off the deck. And it may be sprung well off the deck, but then it killed you getting it off the ground. And so we really balanced it well, making it super easy.
Man, you made that look easy. Let me have a shot at that.
Go.
That is easy. You know what else is easy?
Buying a Diamond C from Happy.
That's exactly right. Give us a call or shop online at happytrailers.com.